Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. This is Akram Shaban, and just want to cover a lot of news here that's going on. I know I've been away for a little bit, but I've just been busy with a lot of family, and I got sick, especially with these weather changes that's going on in Illinois. It's getting a little bit more cooler here, so I'm back into it. Just want to cover some news here for you guys, keep you guys up to date. All right, so let's get started. XRP is at 57 cents here. And we have also Stellar's at 9 cents and Hedera H bar is at 5 cents. All right, so gold and silver, precious metals. Shit is actually getting better and bad in the same time. Better for the people who are accumulating gold and silver, precious metals, and worse for the people who are not in accumulating precious metals. So I just saw it a couple of minutes ago before I hit record. It was 2,599 ounce of gold, but it went a little bit back down. But it eventually is gonna hit that all-time high, 2,600 per ounce. Silver is going crazy as well, $31 an ounce. So that's also insane. All right, so I heard today earlier. I was sitting with my father, and I told them like, "Hey, there's another attempt assassination on the president, on Trump," and I was just shocked and not even surprised sometimes. So no, okay, so yeah, like okay, I was shocked that they actually tried to attempt to kill him, but in the same time, like, okay, I'm not really shocked because they failed the first time. And now they said they failed the second time. So it really shows you that there is somebody behind all this, right? If you're in a threat to the American agenda or the even Israeli agenda, get ready. You're going to get dismembered, killed, and you're going to be harmed or assassinated, just like every president, especially in the Middle East, right? Like Gaddafi, Bashar, those presidents of the Middle East countries. Whenever you are a threat to the agenda, just know that they're just gonna go to assassinate that person. Especially what happened to JF Kennedy. I mean, history is repeating itself. But yeah, so the awakening here says Fox's seen Hannity reports that he spoke with Donald Trump following a shooting incident. Former president is safe and unharmed after the Secret Service intervened at a golf course. Yeah, he was at a golf course club, and I think it's in Florida. And yeah, a gun was recovered at the scene. It was an AR-15. So let's take a listen here. I don't want to play too much. I want to skim through it here.
A little bit of background, Arthel. I happened to go to breakfast with Steve Witkoff and another friend of mine this morning, and I was invited to play golf. They happen to be really good golfers. I don't have a lot of time to play golf, so I said thank you, but I'm not going to go out on the golf course and get killed out there. But long they knew the direction where the shots had been fired, and they had eyes on the location. Individual involved in this shooting getting into a car after dropping the AK-47, and my understanding, according
my fault. That was an AK-47. I don't know. I just find any gun to shoot with here. So, yeah, let's just proceed.
to both of them, is that car has been identified, and I believe it's been surrounded. Whether or not that person has been apprehended or not, I don't know. This happened in a matter of seconds. A little more color, a little bit more.
If the person is apprehended, so let's just see here. Now they say that, okay, so I have never heard anybody get apprehended from this assassination. I didn't hear who was the person who attempted assassination. Now, if you see that they apprehended somebody, that's literally just to cover the case, like, oh yeah, we found him, but it was not the real person. So, I mean, these people who are behind those presidency assassination. They're just cooking up these things. They failed the first time and then they failed the second time. So it's fucked up to see that. Okay, so they didn't apprehend anybody yet, but if they did, it's not the person it's not the person who actually attempted assassination of the president. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, the president is okay. But yeah, let's just proceed here. Just want to skim through it.
More details on this is that when they got on top of the president, immediately what is called a fast cart that I believe has steel reinforcement, International in West Palm. Thankfully, the president is safe. Steve Witkoff, one that they had found, first of all, what happened with the shooting, between the time that the shooting actually took place and they identified the car. So
I'm trying to find out, like, how.
But yeah, so yeah, that what happened today earlier, and yeah, they said also the car, it was a blacked out Nissan or something like that. But yeah, all right. So let's get some news right here. Versan says this: China's accumulating gold, recognizing its value outside the digital system. The intersection of gold and blockchain is clear. I hold much of my wealth in physical gold, while also being well positioned in digital infrastructure, building the bridge between the two. So as you see here, guys, Chinese gold trading activity explodes. So there's a lot of trade here for gold. Everybody's accumulating gold, right? Only the smart ones and the smart countries. So, and yeah, that's what's going on. And yeah, as we just covered here, gold is fucking insane right now, all-time high. All right, so moving on. This is Jack the Rippler. The digital euro is being tested on the XRP private ledger. David Schwartz, as he previously stated, the XRP price on the private ledger will be reflected on the public ledger once everything is fully tested. So they're testing the ledger here, the private XRP ledger, the digital euro. So a lot of testing here, and yeah, once that everything gets tested correctly, and then it will show on the public ledger once everything is fully tested. So great things. This is a kind of also step forward here onto alt season, and making sure it's time for a huge bull cycle once it comes to and reflects on the public ledger. All right. So I had this put out earlier. Just want to cover it here again, but I didn't make a video of it. So just to put it out here. So I said Grayscale launching first U.S. XRP trust, a huge step closer to an XRP ETF. So yeah, Grayscale to launch first U.S. XRP trust, paving way for potential ETF. So great things, great news here. But honestly, speaking of the ETF, I mean, it's inviting corruption into the crypto market. But if it is what it is, we just have to go with it. I mean, this is also great news. I mean, it surged also. It went up. XRP went up a little bit, and it was like around 57 cents. So when this news came out. All right, moving on. So I had this also, this short. I have it, and I just want to cover it here another one, like one more time here on this video, just to have you guys just to know that this is only a way in a moment right now in our lives that they're just dragging this whole thing until they introduce the new, digital money, CBDCs. So they're just dragging all this thing, especially with this traditional banking that we're seeing right now. They're dragging all this dollar dominance thing, knowing that they're actually going to be changing the dollar to a CBDC. It's gonna be a digital dollar, bridging, of course, XRP. So I just want to cover it here, but Versan says here, former Goldman Sachs executive says central banks are dragging the dollar just long enough to bring a new system that consolidates all the world's money. So that is true. Yeah. So they're now just dragging it all long enough, yeah, to bring the new system. It's obvious this is about Ripple and XRP, while Bitcoin is marketed to masses as a distraction. That is also true. This is also true. Everybody thinks that, oh, Bitcoin is gonna be in that whole CBDC thing, when all we see and everything we've been covering, there's always Ripple, XRP, always been in the stage, that they have the spotlight here. There's a lot of Ripple XRP, especially my research. Every time I research, there's always Ripple XRP on there. So it won't be a fucking coincidence, right? So it's just there in plain sight. But I'm going to play this video real quick. Let's take a listen.
For many decades, the dollar has been the reserve currency. And the system is what I would describe as long in the tooth. And the central bankers are trying to bring in a new system, but it's not ready to go yet. And we're in a period of great change and uncertainty, where the central bankers are trying to keep the dollar system going and accelerate. So they're trying to lengthen the dollar system, and then they're trying to accelerate bringing in the new system. So I describe the new system as the end of currencies. So we're not bringing in a new currency. I describe the new system as the end of currencies. So
the new system is the end of currencies. Let's keep going.
We're not bringing in a new currency. We're essentially bringing in a new transaction system that will be all digital and essentially end currencies as we know them. So currencies. So we're not bringing in a new currency. We're essentially bringing in a new transaction system that will be all digital and essentially end currencies as we know them. So what they're trying to do is.
So yeah, that's correct. So it's gonna be on this digital form. Of course, the value vehicle is XRP. Definitely, everything is going to be digitalized CBDC. So as you stated right here, again,
digital and essentially end currencies as we know them. So what they're trying to do involves essentially all the money on the planet. So it's big, it's complicated, it's messy. For many decades, the dollar has been.
But yeah, so this is for you guys to brainstorm a little bit. All right, so again, this is another one here by Versan. And just like that, XRP is on track to become the global reserve asset and currency we've been talking about. The IMF, the World Bank, and central banks will leverage XRP to tokenize, trade, settle all assets. Interesting how the article drops right after the SEC apology. So let's take a look at this. Also, again, Gregory Mannarino, amazing guy. Keep watching his stuff. Just take a listen right here.
This system is going to be the universal one world, new world order system. Currently, we're almost done. And please look, what I'm about to say to you here, all right, specifically this last part right here. I want you to look into this yourself. Don't believe a thing I wrote here. Does this sound like science fiction to you? It might. But when you do your own research into this yourself, you'll see that what I have said here, I didn't just come up with this out of my head. You understand? Anyway, do your own research here. Currently, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the Bank of International Settlements are diligently working towards implementing this new entirely token-based cross-border trans-world system, which will be used to track, trace, log, monitor, market, control, and consolidate, and therefore reduce everything into a tradable token, a token which itself can be reduced into nothing than what it actually will be. A thing serving as a representation of something else. And then I write here at the end, and just when you thought that things could not possibly become even more bizarre.
Crazy stuff. This is amazing from Gregor Mannarino. So, I mean, guys, do your own research. You will find stuff that you've never known. A lot of people just speak out of hype and what is going on, and they just follow the trend when there's no actual facts and research. Do your research, and you will find things as of that. So, interesting stuff here from Gregory Mannarino and Versan for putting it out there. All right, so Also, the SEC regrets any confusion it may have invited. Confusion was their main strategy. So, of course, this whole Gary Gensler and the whole lawsuit is all fake, and now there's an apology letter, whatever. I mean, we knew from the start it's all bullshit. But yeah, this is from Nut and Financial Advice Crypto. I like his stuff that he put out. But yeah, he says also, for years the SEC sued crypto companies over existing security laws they knew didn't work, and then refused to comment on any further information regarding the details of these lawsuits, while continually claiming the laws were clear. Would it even have been possible to create more uncertainty in these markets, or was it literally their goal? So take a listen.
I think there's been clarity for years. I'm not going to speak about one. I'm not going to speak to any one matter. I'm not going to get into any one company or one token. But I can't speak about any possible investigations. And I'm not speaking to all the other tokens. But I'm not going to get into any one filing because I'm not going to.
I mean, yeah, he's not going to speak to anything about anything. So it's funny to see this guy, man. Gary Gensler just says and try to dodge or any questions that is referred to all the claims and suing they've been doing to these crypto companies. So it's all bullshit. We already knew this is all bullshit. This is all a fabricated way to scare investors and psychologically manipulate investors to pull out and sell. So it's not. I'm not even surprised. It's all bullshit. But yeah, just to also extended right here a little bit. Versan said it also again. The 2022 Twitter files revealed everything about the ETHgate and the SEC's corrupt tactics. Right, the lawsuit against Ripple and XRP was deliberate show to delay the inevitable and mislead investors. So, just like I said, it was just to mislead investors, right? Mislead investors to just pull out, and it's there's a lawsuit, it's all bullshit and stuff, but not knowing that, right? So people who knew it was bullshit held on to these assets till these days. So the truth was always in plain sight. We already know this. Again, XRP versus SEC lawyer unveils Gensler files that reveal massive corruption. Ripple is not the bad guy report. We're not surprised, but yeah, just to double down on this news, just to keep you guys knowing that this is all bullshit. This is a way to scare investors and mislead investors away from it. All right, so this is by Digital Asset Investor. How will CBDCs play a role in the reset? So credit goes to Gold Telegraph. But yeah, let's take a listen here. We're just gonna watch this whole thing. It's kind of important. But yeah.
The digital kind of transformation technologically with central bank digital currencies. In terms of that, 95% of central banks around the world are exploring, and whether in development or doing research on deployment of central bank digital currencies. And we're seeing, a China-led block, and we recently saw Saudi Arabia come in with Project Enbridge. What's your stance in terms of how central bank digital currencies will play a role in terms of the reset that you've really emphasized over the years?
So first you have to understand the motivation. The motivation is to find a mechanism. Most countries are trying to find a mechanism to operate outside of the US dollar system. And there have been lots and lots of conversations about how that's going to happen. There's been a conversation about a BRICS currency, which I think is possible, but I think it will take quite a bit of time for that to evolve. There is a much simpler, easy approach that is being employed now. You mentioned the Enbridge project. If you haven't heard about this, it's been a pilot program that's been run by China, Thailand, the UAE for the last 3-4 years. And how it basically works is that each of these countries created a central bank digital currency, and they conduct their trade central bank to central bank using only that, and it's completely outside the US dollar system. And now, as you said, Saudi Arabia and others want to join this Enbridge project. And I think that the BRICS will end up, any of the nations that, the 11 now and the ones that are to come, that want to be outside of the US dollar system will use that. And the critics of this, because they're obviously, in the West, you'll see people poo-pooing the idea that this is going to work. They say, well, listen, why would you want to be holding Indian rupees? And if you're, what are you going to do with them if you have a deficit with another country? And the simple solution, and it was actually Jim Rickards who gave me this idea, and basically, I don't know if you've seen, there's dozens and dozens of bilateral trade agreements being created between countries using only local currencies. That is the trend at the moment. That is the way that they're trying to stay outside of the US dollar system. And so let's say there are two countries that are trading together. At the end of a period, there's a trade deficit. How do you settle that deficit? So that you don't end up with currency you don't need, that you haven't done in your bilateral trade. You settle it with gold. And that's why I believe you're seeing every central bank outside of the West accumulating gold at an accelerating pace. It's a very simple formula. It's easy to do. It's all Forex transactions will be central bank to central bank. And you pick a period. Do you settle quarterly? Every 6 months, annually? But you can settle the deficits in trade with your gold positions. And I think that's where we're heading. And eventually, I think we're going to see a alternate currency that might be a BRICS unit. We'll see. I think that might take a bit longer.
Yeah, but of course, like he said, from the looks of it, we're going back to a gold standard. That's correct. And as you see, and as I just showed you guys, there's a lot of accumulation of gold. Crazy amount. There's a lot of accumulation of gold because this is where money is made, right? And preserved, if you will, right? And as we see that even precious metals are going to be reevaluated, that is correct and is going to happen. I'm not just talking out of my head. This is facts. This is actually going to happen. We're going back to gold standard. But yeah, great video. Digital asset investor here just put this out, so great stuff. All right, so this is XRP drops. Ripple and Bitstamp, we are launching our own derivatives exchange in next few months, so that's something we are most excited about and really hope to cooperate closely with Ripple there as well. So just great stuff, innovation. But yeah, hold up.
Launching our own derivatives exchange in the next few months, so that's something we are most excited about and really hope.
All right, so great stuff. Yeah, Andreas here. We are launching our own derivative exchange in the next months. Okay, so yeah, also that tweeted out again. So it's crazy stuff. So just innovation stuff that's going on, and Ripple and Bitstamp. Great to see innovation here. All right, so this is by Mario Nalfal. All right, he said here, Elon, you could zero out all the country's billionaires. It still wouldn't solve the deficit. All right, so of course now with this government spending, it's going to create bad things, bad moments for this country, and more. So as he said right here, if we don't cut government spending, something really bad is going to happen. And that's what's going on right now. Everything is escalating. We even escalation of war, right? There's a lot of government spending, especially spending on Israel forces to go kill innocent families in Palestine, right? And yeah, they're just spending crazy. Our spending is far in excess of revenue. It's insane. You could zero out all the billionaires in the country, and this still wouldn't solve the deficit, right? This is the source, yeah, from Wall Street Journal, December 2021. But here, take a listen to what Elon Musk says.
If we don't cut government spending, something really bad's going to happen. This is crazy. Our spending is so far in excess of revenue. It's insane. Like, you could zero out all billionaires in the country. This is all this like anti-billionaire BS. If you zeroed out all the billionaires, you still wouldn't solve the deficit. If we don't cut government.
Correct. So this is what's going on. I mean, you guys also see the purchasing power. It's getting super weak, right? Super weak. They're just printing money and overspending just for war. And of course, now with this banking war that's going on and all this Middle East war, it's just all, of course, like we said, banking war. But this is also this huge amount of spending when it comes to these stuff. They're escalating and they want war. War is what fuels the people who are in charge of the world to make money, right? And it happened in World War One, World War Two, and now we're just blindly walking through World War Three currently. When there's banking changes and banking innovation that is happening and financial shifts, there's always war comes to it. Now, if you take a look at the recession and the Great Depression, there's always war after the Great Depression. Immediately, there's gonna be war, and who benefits from wars financially is the countries and people also, and people who are in charge of the whole world, as we know, of course, the Jews and stuff. So they buy both sides, and they win. They win so much money from the blood of the people. And yeah, that's what we're seeing currently. We're just blindly walking into World War III because of just government spending. And who has America's government neck held by? The Israel. So crazy stuff was going on, and it's pretty scary stuff. And I don't know. I'm just saying we just need to have a survival plan when it comes to escalation of war, because right now this is a threat to our life, our liberty, and our life. We could just die because of our country's fault, right? And trust me, you don't want to be a victim to that. All right, so this is from Andreas. I would suggest for SEC to start claiming crypto assets exist in a quantum superposition, because that makes more sense than your current claims. It is a security, not yet a security. So you had this out. All right, and says here, all right, imagine you have a magical coin, not like the ones you flip for fun, but a super duper magical one. When you flip it, it doesn't just land heads or tails like regular coins. No, this one can do something incredible. It can be both heads and tails at the same time. It's like having a coin that's in two places at once. Now let's take this magic to a tiny scale, smaller than even the tiniest speck you can see in quantum world, which is like a secret land of super small stuff. Particles like electrons can also be in two places at once, just like our magical coin. This is called quantum superposition, right? So he had this out, and then Stuart Alderroty. So SEC finally admits that crypto asset security is a made-up term, right? 2, to prove a crypto asset security is an investment contract. The SEC needs evidence of a bundle of contracts, expectations, and understandings. Think it's time for SEC to admit it has become a twisted pretzel on contradictions. Don't worry, I updated your logo for you. So it's kind of funny to see this crazy stuff. Of course, it's all made up. This whole SEC stuff is all made up. Saying about crypto asset security, this is all a made up term, right? It's all bullshit. Crypto asset security, it's all bullshit. So yeah, all right. This is another one here, the last one. This is the Bearable Ball, had this on. Now, of course, there's a lot of going on with this debate and Harris and Trump shit and us as the XRP holders, I just need to retire my entire bloodline this bull run while these idiots just screaming at each other. And yeah, it's just fucked up to see. But and the people who know what they are in, and the people who know what they're investing in and they're holding their assets in, they know what's coming. And so am I, or everybody else who's listening. Anyways, this concludes my video here. Thank you guys for watching. This is an amazing time to just keep you guys up to date. There's a lot of news to keep covering. And again, if you guys want me to cover something, let me know. I will definitely cover it for you guys. And I'll shout out to you as well, whoever recommends a topic, so I can just just cover it here for you guys. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. Stay up to date and do your research, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Take care.